So I'm Rob Speranza, and I run the South Yorkshire Filmmakers Network, and I'm also an independent producer.
My name's Debbie Howard and I run Big Buddha Films here in Sheffield. My current project is a feature-length documentary called Still Born, Still Loved.
My name is Georgia Ball. I'm a master's student. My master's project at the moment is I Refuse to Die.
So I think that it's a good idea social media-wise, if you're going to be posting a lot of stuff and things like, have a kind of personal page as well as a business page, and it's a little more hassle, but it's a smart move.
The film has got a Facebook account, it's got a Twitter account.
Your website, your Facebook pages that you can have for your films and your projects, your Twitter accounts that you can have again for your films and your projects. They're so unbelievably useful, I think.
I think it's like having divisions, work, life, and have that balance struck between two different accounts might be a smart idea.
In the 21st century, I think you have to be online. You get these people that are, I'm not going to use that, or I'm opposed to using a certain form of social media, and I think that's wrong. Basically, I don't agree with them.
Using social media, spread the word about your work and get it out there, and basically get as many people to see it as possible and like it. Likes become a bit of a measure, for trailers and films and stuff these days. It's quite a big deal.
There's already an audience there that are waiting to see it, through and they're not just local, it's not just your friends. There's people that are following the project from as far as Australia and India and, South Africa and all over the place, that they couldn't have known about this without those kind of social media sites. So I just think they're really, really useful.
You make that connection initially on social media, you make a phone call, you do a few emails, and suddenly, all kinds of things are happening. And that's exactly what social media should be used as a resource for filmmakers that are looking for, something to help them.
It's always a rocky road, funding a project, especially we're talking low, like no budget.
So the crowdfunding we've tried, we did some on Sponsumi, we did some on Kickstarter. I think we've done on this one so far 3 or 4 rounds of crowdfunding.
I'd be applying to funding schemes, and and it would take, it's like a year process, thereabouts, It's a continuing process through development, through production, and through post-production is funding it and marketing.
I've very rarely done the crowdfunding thing. I see that is not so much a valuable process, I think, for fiction films, for me anyway. I think, it's kind of like, probably would be smarter to just approach people that you think, could fund this, and, spend all your energy on 1 or 2 particular people that might be able to fund a project, which is what I've done. I've brought in those sort of equity investors, independent equity investors, to fund a film before, instead of, trying to do it in the crowdfunding kind of way. Unless there was a very charitable purpose at the end of it. That's the right way, I think, to do crowdfunding, but, something that people can rally behind, a cause, or, something like that.
So it's a question of literally trying to hit everything that we can and making contact with new people all the time.
Sometimes, when it comes to doing things like Facebook, using things like Facebook, sometimes social media helps you in ways that you didn't necessarily foresee. And that's what I think is quite remarkable about social media.
So many people have worked for us for nothing that have, really, really done masses of work to help the film get there. And so many other organisations have been involved in that as well. Other filmmakers and film organisations that have helped us either by promotion or by lending us equipment and things. We bought all of our kit for, I think it was maybe £7,000 or £8,000. And we've used that all year.
Without having that local person, I probably would have had to go work a lot harder to find someone, from the ground up, just someone that, could say, oh, yeah, I'd be interested in helping you. But I had that relationship that existed already. He knew me. We won Best Film at his film festival a few years ago. We had a nice relationship. He's a really nice guy. I was able to get him to even have a few friends of his help us, and his neighbor.
I've had a lot of help, and in terms of production-wise, I've had an amazing production team. I've had a few mentors. That kind of thing is pretty, well, it's the lifeblood really of what we're doing. I at the same time worry when filmmakers who have a good short film, let's say, stick it on the internet right away. I think that's a bit of a mistake. It really is, especially if the film is
good and has a niche market or something, you know, like a little horror film, you know, or something, it's like 3 or 4 minutes long, why put it online right away? You know, I mean, like, try the festival market first.
So we've applied to Sundance, we're waiting to hear from them. We're applying to Tribeca. We put in for IDFA, to go to IDFA and try to pitch there.
I think there's a lack of knowledge from people that aren't related to film, you know, that don't know anything about filmmaking, aren't involved in that process, about what it takes to sort of make it as an indie filmmaker.
The competition's huge because there's so many people submitting.
If the film's good, if it, you know, could handle, you know, if it's, you know, got some interesting things about it, you might win a few awards. You know, you play screenings and stuff here and there. You'll play at these festivals, but a lot of festivals, you know, aren't going to take your film if they see that it's online already. You know?
There's so many other platforms to show your work as well, with things like video on demand and you know, online platforms that didn't used to exist really. So there's more being made, but it's giving people more choice of how they watch it as well.
So, you know, social media, festivals, they do go together. I just think getting your film exposed as much as possible is the right way to go about it.